Bubbles was a very small fish. He was bright orange and had shimmering scales, but he was so small most fish didn't even see him. Bubbles lived in a coral reef. It was full of colorful coral and bigger fish. They would play exciting games of hide and seek. Bubbles wished he could join their games. He would swim back and forth hoping someone would notice him, but the bigger fish were always too busy. Sometimes Bubbles felt sad. He wondered if he would always be too small to play. He wanted to be brave and strong like the bigger fish. One sunny afternoon, everything changed. A large, sharp-toothed barracuda arrived. It swam quickly through the reef, its mouth open wide. The bigger fish panicked. They darted in all directions, trying to escape the barracuda's snapping jaws. Some hid in the coral, but many were trapped. Bubbles saw the barracuda and his heart pounded. He quickly found a small crevice in the coral and hid. He watched as the barracuda chased the bigger fish. Bubbles felt afraid, but he also felt sad. The bigger fish were in danger. He remembered his grandmother's words. She always said, "Bravery isn't about size, Bubbles. It's about doing what's right, even when you're scared." Bubbles took a deep breath. He knew he had to do something. He couldn't let the barracuda hurt his friends. He swam out of his hiding place. Bubbles knew he was small, but he was also fast. He darted right in front of the barracuda's face. The barracuda was surprised. It had been so focused on the bigger fish, it didn't even see Bubbles. It turned its head, confused. This distraction gave the bigger fish a chance to regroup. They swam together, forming a swirling wall in front of the barracuda. They swished their tails and blew bubbles, confusing the predator. The barracuda, overwhelmed and disoriented, finally gave up. It swam away from the reef, back into the open ocean. The danger was over. The bigger fish were overjoyed. They cheered and swam around Bubbles, bumping him gently with their noses. They had never been so happy to see him. "Bubbles, you were amazing," one fish exclaimed. "You were so brave," said another. Bubbles felt his cheeks flush with pride. He had faced his fear and helped save the reef. From that day on, Bubbles was no longer invisible. He was a hero. He had learned that even the smallest fish could be the bravest, and most importantly, he had discovered that true courage came from helping others. He learned that size didn't matter. It was the size of your heart that counted.